I have had a director ask me to get foundation that is 3 shades lighter than my skin tone because she claimed I looked too tan and stood out amongst the white swans for Swan Lake. Yay, now I'm moving on to my elastics. Again, it's much easier for them to be more spread out if the shoes are actually on my feet while I'm doing that. I also use flat shoe elastic for my point shoes and then crisscross, and that's just because the crisscross gives extra security to my ankle, but also prevents the shoe from twisting more with the cross. But I don't like regular elastics because they're much thicker and wider, and because my feet are already so small, it kind of ruins the aesthetic. So that's why I use the flat shoe elastic, which is smaller and skinnier, but still crisscrossed. So something worth noting too is that sometimes I don't like to pancake shoes necessarily if they're too dead, because the wet paint or foundation or whatever, calamine lotion, shoe whitener, whatever you're using, it is wet obviously, and so it dampens and breaks down the shoe a little bit more than you would want. So I always try to pancake my shoes if I'm going to do it, like right when they're a little bit still too hard. Also, to increase the longevity of your shoe, or maintain it, I guess, in this case, you definitely want to make sure that you wait for the foundation to dry. Like, you don't want to pancake your shoes and then go and wear them like the same day, or sometimes even morning of the next day, because it can take them 12 to 24 hours to completely dry. All right, now I'm going to take my shoes off again to do the ribbons, and this is because the paper towel actually runs like really smoothly on the satin of the ribbon without the hard shoe underneath. Did that make sense? I don't even know what I just said. What? Okay, ignore that. But anyway, the reason I'm not doing these on my feet just like I did my elastics is because the ribbons do end up crisscrossing both in the front and the back of the ankle, and you wouldn't get all of the spaces covered. And it is important to try and cover the whole thing because, you know, as a dancer, you move and then the ribbon sometimes will slide and it'll move. I've even seen girls, their ribbons will come out on stage, and what I mean by that is they come untucked, and then if not the whole thing is foundationed, then it's just really obvious. You have these bright whitish pinkish ribbons flapping everywhere on nude shoes and bare legs, and that just looks really bad. So if your ribbons are going to come out on stage, at least make sure that they're the same color as your bare legs. So yeah, I did the elastics with the shoes on my feet, just because, you know, it's elastic, so it's easier to pull up and then you can still pancake underneath. But ribbon, once it's tied, it is not elastic, so you can't pull and prod and try and poke underneath there to try and dye the rest of the fabric with your foundation. So these are going to be done off of my feet. You know how I was talking about it's pretty common for dancers to pancake their shoes, either the color of their skin or pink to match the shoe. Well, it is also possible for you to pancake your shoe with whatever color so pleases your little heart. For example, I did Wizard of Oz with Colorado Ballet, and that was one of the funnest ballets I've ever done because we were all decked up in green for the Emerald City scene, and even our point shoes and tights were green. So yes, we had special paint to dye that, and the company actually dyed that for us. I hope you guys enjoyed this and come back for your daily dose of art. Thanks.